Welcome back to the shop. Today we're actually going to work on the plasma table a little bit more. So I've been using it a little bit here and there, not a ton, but I have been using it a little bit. But right now it kind of looks like this. Looks like a nice shelf. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned off here real quick, and then cover a couple little things that I did, and we're going to make a water table for it hopefully today, because I want to make some brackets for that. So yeah, let's get going. All right, so we got it cleaned off here. Just a little bit of stuff I did. Now I didn't do a whole lot, but I did add a center support here. So what I ended up having is an issue with all the metal bowing down. Everything would bow down and it would give me a crappy cut. And at that point I was stationary with the Z height, manually adjusting it. Now we do have our Z axis on here, but honestly I haven't even tried it out yet. So that's something we got to work on. I did make a different type of torch clamp there to try and get the torch in one position all the time. So it's actually got a shelf in there where the torch would rest against. Unfortunately, it isn't at the right angle. So we're not cutting square, which sucks, but went through and everything. We did have some loose bearings, so it got everything tightened up on it and whatnot. So in adding that, what I ended up also doing is cutting a small piece of 1/8 inch by 2 inch here, or 1.5 inches. I think it's 1.5 inches, and putting that on the center brace while I didn't have a water table. And that helped keep all the metal square and where it should be, or at least close enough to square. So we're gonna make a water table because I am tired of cleaning up underneath this thing, and this is nothing compared to when you actually are cutting pretty good amounts. It just makes a mess. So we got a piece of sheet metal here. This is the sheet metal I had purchased for doing some stuff on the truck, and well, we're gonna hopefully have enough yet after doing this to finish the truck, but I'm not sure. Nonetheless, we're going to use it anyway. So I have my main skeleton on here. What we're going to do is we're going to make roughly 2-inch walls on it. So I'll take and mark 2 inches around the outside. Then we can take and cut off the excess so we can get that out of the way. And at that point, on my marks, because I will actually trace this thing all the way around, and then we'll take and just groove on those marks. What that'll allow us to do is bend the metal. We're not going to pierce through it. We're just going to cut it, give it a relief cut basically, minor relief, and be able to bend it up and not have any, hopefully not have any issues with leaks, at least too much. Leaks on the corner I can see. I'm just hopefully not gonna grind through far enough that we're gonna have an issue with leaks along the side. If we do, we gotta weld it up. The reason we're doing that is because this is only 36 inches and that is bigger. So might as well use what we have to make it work, and we'll just weld up the corners. Hope it doesn't leak too bad, and put her back in and get to work. Hopefully. Alright, so where we're at right now, we got the metal grooved all around the outside. That's our bend points. We got the corners notched out, all the excess metal gone. So this is 14 gauge. I probably should really groove it more than what it is, but what I'm gonna attempt to do is take the angle here, and I'm gonna try and bend it in there with a piece of 1/8 inch and a hammer, and see if we can make it bend where I want it to bend. Otherwise, I'm just gonna have to groove it further. It's not I don't think I'm halfway through the thickness of the metal yet. So it's difficult to bend by hand. If you go further through, it'll be easier to bend, but at the same time, I don't want to bend it quite that easy due to I want to try and maintain water in it. So I just want to be careful, not risk breaking it, so we're going to try and bend it this way. All right, and there we have it. All we got to do is weld up the edges now, and we have ourselves a water table. It's a lot of work. Luckily, we got it done. It took a little bit to bend this because it's as thick as it is. This is the first time I did that process on 14 gauge. Normally I do it on 18, 20. It's a whole lot simpler. So that's why I had to use the backer metal and vice grips to get it bent, but you know what, it is what it is. Before we weld it up, maybe we should make sure it fits in there, huh? That'd probably be a good plan. Don't know if I can stand you anywhere. Maybe? Probably not. Will the tire work? That should work. For now anyway. That out of there. All right, and there we go. We have ourselves a water table. Now I'll pull it back out and weld it up. But before that, I'm gonna clean up my mess. All right. So I got some water in here. I did have to fix front 2 corners here. That one might still be leaking a little bit, but yeah, you know what, it is what it is. At this point, I'm not worried about it too much. So what we're gonna do here, I got it fairly well zeroed, kind of. Probably don't need the Z-axis that high. We'll zero it out there for right now. Took me a little bit to figure this out on open builds, and it was my fault in the post processor. So what I was doing in the post processor, I had it for some stupid reason set to inches instead of millimeters. Well, on the Z-axis, what happened for that then was it would try to go to 4 inches instead of 4 millimeters. Well, that made a large difference in my my clearance, because we don't have that much room in that Z-axis to move. So I just drew up not even a legitimate part here, just a test part pretty much. See what happens, I guess. That's all we can do. I did run it without a plasma, but now we're at a point where plasma's hooked up and we can actually run the part, and hopefully it'll do what it's supposed to do. I gotta run parts anyway just to square up the torch, because it doesn't seem to be where I like it. And once I get it squared to where I like it, I might just mark that torch somehow so that it stays there. So basically what it's going to do, let me simulate it here. It's going to drag along, and I'm not sure why it drags down instead of up from the beginning, but I guess maybe that's something I got to look at in the programming of it at the beginning, but it should go through it fairly nice. So we're going to try this right now. Instead of simulating, let's just run it. Alright, here we go. See if we can make something happen. All right. Well, definitely my torch angles are off still. That's something I got to work on. Actually, I got to work on a little bit. If you look here, the torch isn't even tight in here, and everything is to not my spec. So I'm gonna have to fix that, because that's a big bad thing right there. So we'll get that fixed and see what we can do. A little warm, but you know what? I don't have a big mess underneath it now. That's the purpose of the water table for me. And you know, it didn't even really make a big difference in here. So I think I'm gonna take and shave this down and see if I can get that squared up a little bit better. See what I can do here. Hold on. All right, so for now I'm cheating. Stuck a washer in there, tightened it up. Now we don't have movement. I also re-angled this a little bit, and I just shoved this tiny washer in there and snugged that up. See if it does anything. Maybe. But, you know, for the most part, the Z-axis and the travel is working like it's supposed to. Except for I have still no idea why it goes down and drags, but I guess that's something I'll have to figure out. Alright, try again.
out of the way. Let's see what we got now. Oh, hit the wrong button. Hold on. Abort. I guess that's what I get for having a little room. Actually, that's looking really nice from what I'm seeing here. I might be... I'm getting really close to the right angle, actually, finally. Off a little bit still, but getting better. Let's see if I can knock it out. Hold on. All right. So you got a little bit of slag on the back, but if you look, you can see it's beveled inside there. And even on the end here, you can see it's beveled. It's not getting a clean cut. And I might be running a little too fast. Oh, no, that actually that broke right off. So I am running about right. I might run a little fast. I'm running at about 1500 millimeters right now. It's supposed to be, according to the manual on the plasma cutter, 1600 millimeters a minute. But I just moved the torch again. I did a significant change here, so I'm gonna try it again. Hopefully it's gonna be better, but you never know. And that's one of the things when you get a table up and going, you gotta figure it out. And it could take quite a bit of metal to do that. All right, try this again, maybe. Seemed to cut nice. I wonder if I need to change my consumables. Haven't cut very much, but not on this set anyway. All right. So we still got pretty significant angles. Even though I've taken my torch and moved it to try and eliminate that. Oh, that's something for me to keep messing around with. Figure it out. But thanks for watching, I appreciate it. And hopefully you learned something. And if not, well, it is what it is. Get out to your garage, do something, and enjoy. Have a great day.